Right. My first question is in regards to the gap between EB and members. That's something that every EB tries to do every year, but we find that it's very difficult because sometimes as a member you don't really get to see the holistic viewpoint that you see as an EB. How do you intend to achieve that while still making sure that you're getting results and not compromising, you know, what needs to be done in ISEC?
Well, pretty much, I find that it's like a very sort of one-way flow of information. Like, the member will talk to the EB, and then the EB will talk to the EB group, and like the information doesn't go back, it just goes like, this is what we decided to instead. If we just sort of like, actually even just show the minutes of the EB meeting to the members to just say, like, we'll change a few points and this is why. But also like I'll just stick to whatever my members say, no matter what, and just really represent their point in the EB. And yeah, I realise what people say every year. Actually, I feel Link managed to achieve it last year. Like last year I felt sort of like my views actually sort of mattered. But yeah, I was trying to do whatever it takes.
Cool. Okay, and my second question is, CC is a portfolio that you can easily sell to members, so a lot of them, you know, are keen to sign up for it at the start, but then once they found out that they have to do lecture batches and a lot of groundwork, most of them get demotivated. Now, because it's a very, very important role in ISEC as like a first point of contact, how do you intend to motivate members so that they actually stay and enjoy CC?
Well, the good thing is that CD is now covering most of the lecture batches, and the talking's mainly done by like people outside of CC. So the CC is really just coming up with like a more big picture idea now, and stalls. And so I want to grab people that are like really like interacting with people at stalls, and also people that have like good brand visions. Also like rewards, like I started a number of competitions. And some prizes that are to be announced for that soon. But yeah, you just like competitions keep competitive people engaged, and yeah, stalls, and not just having them doing all kinds of stuff, making them focus and getting them middle management positions as well, so they actually have something to sort of work towards.
Cool.
Yep. Next cycle will be the biggest cycle in terms of exchanges. So what are your strategies? Because you didn't really mention in the presentation. Yeah.
Right, so for cycle 4.
5.
5, sorry. Yeah, there's not actually in my EE term, so that's why I've included this. Yeah. But for cycle 5, what we're thinking is, well, we're going to have a lot of lecture batches. They're not always so successful, but they're still worth doing, I feel. Email worked out really well for Activate. I'm not sure how well it's going to work out for OE+. We found last year it didn't work out, but we're still going to do that again anyway. And hopefully we get a good number of people from that. Stalls, in the past, like last year, stalls went badly, but I think it's just because we focused on the one place. So this year we're going to move stalls around quite a lot. Chalking's always a big one. And I think what Rod Carr was saying, no, not Rod Carr, James Carr was saying at the RTS about having a sort of more sort of interesting and student-related message in Chalking rather than just like go overseas, like get pissed in Malta sort of thing. Something more in-shocky really. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you believe in a CC team which is a small CC team and you coordinate among the LC, or having a big CC team? Because like some people believe, some LC they believe to have just a small CC team and they coordinate among other functions. But the thing is that it will actually drain out some of the EBs as well, because EB or LCP needs to actually do lecture batches. So yeah, do we choose a big CC team or a small CC team?
I think kind of in the middle, like have a medium-sized one, and just have someone to sort of liaise with the chalkers and sort of lead the chalkers. Someone sort of liaise with like CD and lead there and help with lecture batches. Someone just who knows like Photoshop really well and is a graphic designer or something to sort of lead that sort of thing. And then just maybe 1 or 2 more general members just to help out with the other things like stalls, and just like 2 is not enough. We just did not have enough manpower to do everything. But if we had like 8 people like at the start of last year, it was just they weren't really engaged in doing things.
So it is a big team. So you are saying that you prefer a big team?
No, not like 8. Maybe have like I think maybe 4 or 5, including me. Yeah, that would be pretty optimal.
One of your strategies you mentioned at the very beginning was to engage with university faculty and partners. So how do you plan on actually doing that?
Well, what we did last year was we just didn't talk to them at all, and we just went and did. So I think this year, like, when we were doing schools and stuff, like, I always made sure I emailed them first and just checked that all these things were okay with them. And I think before we launch a next manager promotion for Cycle 5, we should actually go and have a sit-down meeting with facilities management and be like, hey, is this cool? And also, when we have things like EP graduation, we should invite more people from like sort of like facility management and other people that aren't sort of so high profile, but they're sort of important and letting us continue to function.
And building on that one, how do you plan to promote OE Plus and OE Lead in the next cycles, since we can't do stuff that was successful that we did last year, like the pamphlet drops and that kind of stuff, the full-out postering, which was very successful, and we can't do it. Hey, what do we need to use instead?
Yeah, just all the things I said just before, and also like, so as well as like the stalls and the lecture bashes and the talking, we're also going to do Careers Hub. We're going to get back onto that. I've sorted out what happened with this band, this Nitrous band, and we're going to get onto, apparently if we give them enough notice, we can put the posters in actually the sort of glass poster boxes, that's okay. And we're going to put up more posters around the thing. And yeah, there's just a few more other little things like stalls, obviously. Stalls is actually quite a big one. And Lincoln Careers Day, just things like that really.
Okay, so I've got a question in here. In terms of like lecture batches, as you said, it was only CD who does that. So there seems to be like a concentration of selling skills and knowledge. Do you see that as a problem, or are you going to continue delegating lecture batches to the CD team?
Well, I think like CD sort of seem to be quite into that sort of thing, but I think that should be something that we should discuss as an LC. I would quite like my CC team to have skills in lecture bashing, but as was mentioned before, that often scares off a lot of them. Like I found like last year with the CC, just no one wanted to do them. So I'll have to discuss with my members, see what they're like, and also discuss with the rest of our LC.
Yeah, go through.
You said that selling skill was one of the major skill that you expect the your members of the CC to develop
Yeah.
at the course of time. Is there anything else that really is kind of like motivates people to join CC? Other skills that they can develop?
If they could get management skills, like a middle management position, that would be a real good thing to like to really promote. And also like for the ones that don't get in the position, maybe like a liaison role with like I remember when I started the CD, I got put in charge of coordinating with Careers Hub, and it just gave me a good experience to coordinate over email with like professional businesses and stuff. And
Just quickly,
Yeah.
quick
Do you think Cycle 5 promotion will be better than Cycle 5 promotion this year? Will be better than Cycle 5 promotion last year, and why?
I think it's quite a hard one because we don't have the same tools we used last year. I don't know if we can really predict because we're going to be using a completely different tool set. But I like to think that if we can get some deactivated people or just some other members in time, like last year obviously we had 8 people. I don't think we can get the same results with 2 people, but if we get more than 2 people in there, I think we could actually do really well for this Cycle 5. But otherwise, as I said in my presentation, for next Cycle 5, I see us doing really, really well.
Well done.